reviewing Fresh and Fit, the latest episode to where it is a lawyer on here that does OF OnlyFans. Um, I watched a little bit of this episode, um, and it's very telling. We need to watch it together to see what's going on, man, to get a better understanding and perspective of what our society is going to, especially when it comes to women, educated women, and feminism. Um, I think it's destroying the community. I think it's destroying humanity, actually. Not first wave feminism. I understand that point, but when how feminism got now is it's destroying society. And by watching this episode, you could see the manipulation, right? How strong the feminism wave is, and how it imprinted on women today. And from this lawyer, right, this very educated woman, very smart, very intellectual, you will see you will see how far it's gotten and how distasteful it has gotten, right? And I'm happy to share with you guys. Let's get it.
Wait.
What's your highest education level completed?
Oh, I have an associate's in psychology.
Wait, you got back with him now?
Yeah.
What?
I mean, like,
what made you go back?
because there wasn't like anything between us. Remember, it was like something with like his parents, but everything.
Look, guys, I'm gonna skip this, like the introduction. From watching this, you guys are gonna be able to tell who is the lawyer, who's the person that's the educated, who's the educated woman, who can't just shut up. Okay, so we're gonna skip this.
Quit my job at my firm about a year ago.
Okay,
And so I actually don't in my day-to-day because I don't need it to make a living anymore. So I do a lot of pro bono work, do what I need to do to keep my license active, but I'm not doing it day-to-day.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, so you no longer work under a firm, but to keep your license, do you have to do pro bono work to keep it active? Well, you have to do
I
some
don't want to say
litigation.
what state I'm licensed in, so that depends on the state.
Okay.
What they require.
Okay, but to keep, I guess, in generally speaking, you need to do some type of taking on clients or do some type of litigation to stay active. Is that how it goes?
You need like CLE sometimes, which is like continued legal education. So
Okay.
so yeah.
Okay.
And some states require pro bono.
Okay, to keep it active.
Yeah.
Okay, and
All
for the
right,
audience,
we want to get into the conversation.
that means basically free rep.
Digital content and like your
Okay, is he from here in Miami or is he from?
Dude, chicks that where does the strong survive? No.
All right, yo, Chris, I sent you a video in the chat, by the way.
We're gonna get
Fresh,
into
did you have a question for, or do you want to hit the rants first?
Rants first.
Rants first. All right. So, guys, we'll hit the Rumble rants, and then we already got 14 or 15K you guys in here. So I will read the rants that came up before, but from this point forward, we'll probably go 20 and up. And it's Friday.
Actually, I have a video actually that was
15,
kind of telling. We can do it later on though. You saw the one on the plane?
When watching this, all right, we're going to see how the educational system has failed us. You could be smart, very smart, right? Very intellectual, but certain concepts you won't get because feminism, because of social issues embedded into us as humans. A lot of times we just won't get the concepts, right? And that don't mean you're stupid. It just means that sometimes you're too smart that you're stupid. Like you need statistics for everything. You need to, everything needs to be on paper for you to understand and for you to solidify it as a fact. But understand that that's how we're being manipulated in today, right? It's hard for us to talk to certain people and get messages through because you're not a doctor. You're not a medical professional. You're not a lawyer. You can't talk about certain things. You may know, you may be very knowledgeable about something, but you need to have that certificate to speak to some people. You need to have the statistics to speak to some people, even though they may see it, right? They may see what you're saying logically. They see it every day. But in order for me to stamp it as fact, I need statistics. And in these conversations that they're going to have, the back and forth that they're going to have, you're going to see how annoying the educational process is and how it affected people in their everyday lives, right? Sometimes people don't see themselves, but hopefully the lawyer OF person could watch this back and learn something from it, but I don't think she will.
With the guy and
No.
the girl?
No, I didn't see that one.
That was
I
crazy.
got a good one though.
You got one?
I just put one in the Miami takeover.
All right.
He's not forcing you. He's gonna go get another girl.
Yeah, you could stay
Yeah,
home.
he could step out.
For my dude, I'd tell him like, please get someone else to do it.
Be able to reserve the right to go out and step
Yeah.
out of the relationship.
But I'm
But-
pretty sure if that happened to you, you wouldn't do it.
But on what basis are you're saying it's because it's equal partnership is
Yeah.
on what? But do you think men and women actually are equal though? Realistically
Yes,
speaking,
I do.
Really?
Ooh, okay, that's where that comes
That's the
from.
premise.
Yeah, so she
Okay.
thinks men and women are equal, which is why she.
So
has
why
that.
aren't they equal?
I mean,
We were
I mean,
born
we're-
differently.
we're absolutely different from a
Well,
biological
different
sense.
doesn't mean unequal. Black and white people are different, but they're still equal.
No, I understand that.
Okay,
But within
so-
the confinements of like human rights and everything else like that, but within the confinements of a
Dating.
relationship, men and women
Different
are not the same
doesn't
at
mean
all.
unequal though. Different, just apples and oranges are different, but they're both fruit. Like it's just stupid.
Men and women do very different things in society, right? We're held to different standards, especially when it comes to relationships, right? When a woman dates a man, she expects him to provide, right? And protect. That's to be a leader, to be competent, right? This is what women want from men. And it's been like that since BC, right? This is embedded in us. We understand that women want this, right? She wanted a superior because when men need to lead. A woman don't like women don't like men that they lead. They need their man to be a leader. We all know this for a fact, right? Women, what we expect from women is nurturing, a homemate, right? A person that could take care of the home. And sometimes this shit, just sit down, just be quiet sometimes. Shit, make me some food. Like, it may sound sexist, but the whole interaction with women and men is kind of sexist because they expect things from us too. If you're a man, be a man, right? And that's the problem with today. We're challenging things that worked before, right? Women used to be women. We didn't have to tell them how to be women. Men used to be men. We didn't have to tell men how to be men. You need to protect women. Oh, well, what if she does this? It didn't used to be a thing. Now we're questioning everything, right? But it worked in society. And this is how we're falling. So we are way different. We are different, right? We're the same as far as we all have a human right. We all deserve food and water and all this other stuff. Yeah, fine. Great. But when it comes to the dynamics of a relationship between a man and a woman, we're not equal because women expect X, Y, Z from us. And when it comes to leadership, if you expect me to be a leader, we're not equal. I cannot jump in front of a bullet when it comes to you and then be the same as you. That don't make sense. I am responsible for you. I'm responsible for your safety. So therefore, I'm your leader. I'm supposed to be, not say I'm above you, but in a way I am, because when it comes to this family, it's my job to protect. I get to say so because I have to protect everybody here. Right? You're not gonna put me in danger. You're not gonna put yourself in danger, because when you put yourself in danger, you put me in danger. Okay? There's a big difference. When it comes out, it seems harmful because people don't like the way that sounds. You're responsible for me. Yeah, I'm an adult, whatever, But when it comes to a relationship, right? Even though women may not like to hear that, they expect that from us. They don't want no weak ass man that's gonna sit back and let her get hurt. We know that. We know it's a silent it's a silent no. Like, you already know what it is. You don't need to talk about it, right? If a woman had to tell you that, nigga, you need to step up, you already lost because she had to come out and tell you to be a man. Okay, we know this, but when women hear, especially educational women, that don't like to be told nothing, even though it's the truth, they get repulsed by it. What do you mean? We're equal. We're this. We're that. No, we're not. Because, like I said before, if I'm responsible for protecting this family, I'm the head of this household. I gotta provide and protect for his family. We're not equal. I'm the leader. You follow my lead. All right. That's just what it is. It can't be two leaders in the household. I'm not gonna be fighting with you over this over this intruder. Like, oh well, when it gets to that, you're gonna be like, oh, do your job. Go ahead, get it. Go do what a man do. All right. But when it comes to other stuff, hey, can I? No, it don't work like that. It's all around the board. If you want me to die for you, You have to be willing to say, okay, I'm gonna step back, do your thing all the time. Don't just come back and don't just come up and tell me. Don't just come up and tell me whenever you want to and act like okay, we equal. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. I know what you expect from me. I wanted to die for you as a man. I wanted to die for you every day, every day. Oh well, it we don't get threatened every day as a woman. Men don't get threatened every day. Every day is a threat. We got to be ready every day. Ain't no off days. Yeah, we ready every day. That's how it is because that's how life is. It may happen, and we got to go there. We got to be risky. We got to risk our freedom. We got to risk our life, and that's what it is. And that's what we. That's what we're okay with that. If I die honorably, I'm okay with that, especially protecting my family. But some women will fight you on this stuff, and I don't understand why. It's for you. It's to help you, but you don't like the way it sounds. But you know what it is. You know what it is.
Yeah, but we're not. Go ahead. You had something. Go ahead.
When it comes to dating, man and women,
Mhm.
do we bring the same thing to the table?
Sometimes, yeah.
How?
Well, how not? Why not? You're the one making the claim, so you have to defend the claim.
Okay, no. But once again, I'm asking you, what do we bring that's different?
I don't bring it. I mean, we're different genders, but for instance, I don't like the traditional you pay my bills and I give you sex. Like that's not for me.
From a biology standpoint,
Mhm.
we have different parts, right?
What do you mean if we have different parts? Yes.
So are we the same?
I didn't say we were the same. I said we're equal.
We're equal as far as humanity, but we're not the same. We expect different things from each other. So we expect different things from one another when it comes to relationships, heterosexual relationships. We are not the same. Okay. We just are not the same. You have different expectations from me as if she was dating a woman. It is what it is. You expect me to pay every time as a man. When it come down to a woman, if you was in a relationship with a woman who you it's not that much of a burden for the woman to pay for everything. But when it comes to a man, it's like, okay, when y'all about to sign that check for food or whatever, when the check come from the restaurant, you gonna be looking at him like, "Are you got this? Are you not even gonna look up? You just expect it to happen." Well, if you do have to pull out your wallet, we understand as men, it's gonna be consequences. Not like, oh, you're gonna beat us up, but we gonna hear about it. Okay. When you keep pushing this agenda of we equal, if you really got treated equal, you wouldn't like it. You just wouldn't like it. So understand that it comes with something. Everything comes with something. It's not to be harmful toward women, but everything comes with something. Just respect that.
You guys, this is very simple. Equal doesn't mean the same.
I have a point though.
Wait,
Sorry, you had something.
Yeah. Well,
Go ahead.
personally,
I don't
I
know.
mean, not trying to offend you, but
Sure.
I don't think that we are equal for the fact that women were born with value and men weren't. So, and I have a brother too, so I can back it up that it's harder to.
So what they mean by this, right? And they say this a lot in the podcast, but this is for people that don't watch the podcast. When they say that women are born with their value, a woman, right, turn 18 off the bat, right? She don't gotta earn no money. She don't have to go to college. Men don't care about that. All she has to do is look pretty. She be put in situations to where she can meet certain people that men can never meet unless they have some type of value or earn some type of value, which makes sense, right? If a man is on a yacht, right, he had to have added some value or pitched in some type of way in order to get on that yacht. As a woman, men just want to see you there. They just want to they just want to be around women. So they're gonna add it, and men like variety of women. And that put them in places that they honestly didn't work for to be in. And that is the example of women has value because as a man, we're not giving anything. You have to earn it. If I'm around fresh and fit, I've earned the place to be around them because they're not gonna hang with no slacks unless it's they family member. Other than that, you don't get no special privileges as a man because nobody care if you got a pretty face or you handsome. Nobody give a fuck about that. What could you give me? And that comes from women and men. As a man, if I'm around a bunch of high value men who have some who own things, what do you own? What do you do? Okay, that's the conversation that we have. But when it comes to women, we're not worried about what y'all do. We don't give a fuck about y'all. We don't give a fuck about what y'all do in your personal life as long as you ain't no creep or nothing like that or doing nothing stupid. Like all you gotta do is look pretty. Come here, okay, fine. Get on this yacht. What? How much that yacht cost? $700. Great. Get on this yacht. You good? I mean, it probably costs more. I don't know, but that's the concept. Okay.
For men, because they have to struggle a lot, they have to put more effort, they have to make sure that they look good and everything. And not saying that we don't want to look good either, but we're already born with a high value. So only that way that we can downgrade is honestly if we,
Be whores.
sorry, not trying to be disrespectful, but
know
if
you're
you
a
show yourself
whore.
in an incorrect way or you make yourself look like a
Ho.
Okay, so
It's
you've been watching
basically-
some of their episodes. I can see it's like
Well, I
literally
don't see
him
any
word for
problem
word.
anyway.
But I mean, I think we're all born with value. Like we're not like fucking Hitler.
No. Men and women are totally different. This is why men are dispendable. You could send a man to war, right? We have to sign up for war when we're 18 years old, right? You can even be younger, right? And go to war, right? As a man, it's mandatory. There's no excuses for it. If you want to vote, you gotta sign up for that war. You gotta sign up for the military. If I mean the draft, if so, which leads into the military, whatever. As a woman, you're you're basically you're precious goods. All right. We're not gonna sign you up for the military. You don't gotta risk your life to protect this country. You don't have to do all that. Right? This is the value of a man. A man could die in war, and okay, fine, he's venerated or whatever. Okay, he's an honorable person, but he's gone. Okay, it's gonna be another him. But for women, it's like we don't look at it that way. We must protect you. You are when the Titanic is sinking, you getting out with children. Okay, women and children. We must protect them. We understand that in society, but nowadays women want it to still be that way while simultaneously trying to be men, trying to be masculine. It doesn't work that way. You can't have it both ways. You can't. And women know, like I said, Myron probably has a bad way of explaining things because of maybe, and he's explaining things well right now, but due to people watching him on the podcast, they already come with preconceived notions. So they already willing to attack and already repulsed about what he says due to what he said before. But they understand what he means by women have value they are created with value. It's very simple. Society treats us very different due to that. So it will be very hard to try to not understand what he's saying because in everyday life you see that, right? You could bring up several examples. It could be anecdotal, it could be through statistics. Women are valued more. Chivalry is saying that women are valued more. Hey, I'm gonna open your door because it is. I'm gonna pay because it is. Right? You get special privileges in society to where you even expect it. It's an expected thing. If you go on a date with a guy that you first met and he doesn't pay, you get angry. Women get angry because you expect it. So to say that you don't understand where he's coming from is very disingenuous, and it's like you just arguing to argue because any woman can understand that.
Like everyone's born with value.
Whoa.
If you're saying that some men men have to work for their value, I don't know what that means. Like they have to work
Well,
to
it's
be
'cause
attractive.
You're a woman, so it's hard to.
So because
to
I
go
don't
through
have
that
to work to be
experience.
attractive and they have to work to be
Oh, thank you,
attractive,
bro.
now everything's unequal and they can. I just don't subscribe to that.
I mean, it's the reality that for a man to mate, he has to bring significantly more accomplishments to the table to have the same options and the ability to get with the opposite gender that a woman has. By the time a woman's 18 years old, she's able to, if she's attractive enough, she can align herself with some of the top tier men. A man has to become top tier to even be able to get the chance a lot of the time.
So why does
Facts.
that mean though that you should be able to act on that? Like I know you make the argument that it's
Yeah.
it's easier
Yeah.
for women, but
Mhm.
that if something's wrong, it's wrong. It's easier for you to kill me than it is for me to kill you. But
Well, let me
murder
ask you
is still
something.
wrong.
Let me ask you something. You come
Yeah.
from the legal world.
Yeah.
Are you and a paralegal the same?
No,
Oh,
But how
and I love how you didn't like how you had disdain for when I brought that up.
I
The
didn't have
reason why-
disdain. I just had disdain because it's a non sequitur. But
No. I'm going to explain the analogy here. The reason why is because you had to go through a lot more trials and tribulations to earn your title versus the paralegal went through a fraction of the schooling that you did. So you guys are not the same. So therefore, they don't have the same authority that you do as a lawyer because you busted your ass to become one. A paralegal is out there helping you with what you're doing, but you're the leader because you earned that right.
But relationships aren't
Right.
like I earned the
Relationships are
authority.
though. Let me tell you why.
Okay. tell me.
Because men are expected to protect and provide for women in general in a traditional relationship. So if I'm expected to protect and provide for you, I have some authority. I need to have some authority over you because I'm responsible for you.
First of all,
Facts.
not all relationships have this traditional.
I understand your perspective.
Traditional.
I
work.
get that.
Yeah.
Not every single
Provoking things that she understands what he means by that. When he's saying that women expect certain things from men as far as protection and provision and providing, right? She understands that. She's just battling to battle at this point because she's like, oh, well, not every relationship is like that. Majority of relationships, women expect men to acquiesce to that. It's not even what are we arguing about at this point? You get that. What do you need what further information do you need for me to explain that to you? You already get it. It's proven by every day. You can see it. You can see the dynamic in every relationship that women want masculine men. What I don't understand is that why women complain about it not being masculine men, but right? But they shame you for being masculine. They shame you for doing masculine things as far as paying and being a leader, right? They want to be treated like a queen, but don't have the responsibility of being a queen, right? Of catering to that king, right? It doesn't to them, it doesn't correlate. It's just like, oh, I'm the queen, and whatever I say goes, right? Our relationship is different here. But a lot of times when a man is allowing his woman to pay and take a leadership role, she is basically she is basically like the man. She's going to treat him like he's the wuss he is, right?
Relationship is traditional. However, a majority of women, you might not be it, but I'm just making an argument for the majority. A majority of women prefer and would enjoy a traditional relationship where the man is the breadwinner, the protector, and the provider. Women typically, when they work, don't want to pay the majority of the bills. Most women want to work what I say electively versus the man must work from a mandatory standpoint. I think if I land up 100 women, they'll prefer the guy to be the breadwinner and she could work on her own terms.
So you think being the breadwinner automatically gives you that authority because you're earning the money and whatever she's providing to the relationship is not as valuable.
Being the breadwinner and being the leader of the house and being the protector comes with some authority. Responsibility equals authority. It has to be. If I have the responsibility over my child, I have the authority over my child. I have the right to discipline him, her, whatever. I have the right to be a man, right? Like I said, women complain about masculinity, but when it's put in their face, they're repulsed by it. But they really want that at the end of the day. But you can't scare all the masculine men away and say, "Where are the masculine men?" Masculine men don't. We're not. We don't get excited about an argumentative woman. We don't get excited about a woman that questions gender roles in a relationship. You should already know what it is, as I know what it is already. Most of the time, you found me attractive because of my masculinity. But when you start questioning dumb stuff and wasting my time, bro, like men become repulsed to that type of situations. Okay. And a lot of times men not gonna tell you. They're gonna tell you whatever they want to hear, but they gonna reject you passively. They're gonna have sex with you, whatever. And if it falls, okay, it falls, but I'll never take you serious.
Valuable in a traditional
No,
way.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that as the breadwinner, that is just one of many components that puts the individual in the authority position, which I would argue the man needs to be in that position for attraction
But
to be
you're
maintained.
assuming that the breadwinner role gives somebody that authority.
It's just one component of it.
What's the other
The
component?
protector and the provider and the leader.
Okay, and she's providing, I'm saying in a traditional relationship, the home and the kids, that's not equal.
I never said that's not important.
But is that equal? No.
It's not equal within the confinements of a relationship because the man needs
So
to be the
that's
leader.
not as important. Raising your children isn't important.
No, it's not saying it's not as important. It's very important. It's very respected, but we both have different roles, so we look at it differently. Okay. Me providing and protecting is much more important than what you got going on because if I fall, who's gonna protect the children? Who's gonna protect the house? Who's gonna protect everything? Who's gonna provide for this house, right? If I fall, everything falls. It's that simple. I'm the head of this home. I'm providing for us. Not we're not saying that what you doing does not matter. What you're doing as a mother matters, right? It matters and it's very respected. But when it comes to me being the leader of the household, if I fall, everything falls. It's that simple. It's that simple. Why is it so hard for you to understand that? Why?
No, it's extremely important.
But is it as
But it's
important?
different.
Okay, different, yeah, but is it unequal? Because you're arguing it's unequal. So if you're saying unequal, that means one role is more important than the other, and that's what gives you the authority.
Well, the thing is that the roles that I have are very important to the survival of the family from a holistic standpoint. If I'm the protector and the
raising
provider,
the next generation isn't important.
Oh my
I'm not
God.
saying that. What I am
I'm
saying,
talking about the dynamics of the relationship, right? Man to woman. Yes, the woman, the mother of our children, right? The mother of my children. When she is taken off to nurse the child and raise the child, It's nothing wrong with that. It's beautiful. We love it. Perfect. But what we're saying is that as the man, if I fall, everything falls. So I'm going to make sure I'm doing whatever I can to make sure this family don't fall, right? To keep a house over our head, to protect, to make sure nobody intrudes the family, nobody tries to harm the family, right? It depends on the man. When you take the man out and you create single mother households, it's very destructive. So whatever you saying, we tried it. It doesn't work. It just doesn't work. So you can keep advocating that, oh, it's not that important. It's not this and that. Stop battling. Concede. You know what works and you know what doesn't work. The more you keep trying to force the things that don't work into society, you will see how society crumbles. We already seen enough. What else more do we need to see? We get that men are very much needed in society, especially when it comes to raising a family. We're not saying a woman doesn't matter in her provision, in her love and care and nurturing does not matter. We love that. It's perfect. You being a woman is very much appreciated. But you got to understand that being a man is totally different. We have total different roles in this relationship to keep this family going and keep this family safe. Okay. And in society, one is more important than the other because as a leader, if I fall, the whole command is over. It's over with, right? It's done.
Saying though is
If the
that for us to
head is
even be able
chopped,
to
if the head is chopped off, the brain is gone. How you gonna move without the head?
have the child in a safe space as in a family, I need to make sure that I'm on point for us to be able to have that child to thrive. I mean, we forget about all this because we're in a modern day society with, technology and all these modern conveniences. But,
No matter
you got to
though.
remember that human beings are, a progression of a bunch of different, bunch of conditioning. So before we didn't have all the modern conveniences we did now. So the man had to be the leader and the protector and the provider to ensure that his wife was safe and the children were
Yeah.
safe. So he was the head of the household for that purpose.
But we're not in hunter-gatherer times anymore. We've evolved for millions of years, and I
Sure,
don't
it
think we just
matters.
malfunctioned in 2023 by having
Even,
less stringent gender roles. We're evolving.
even though we're not in hunter gatherer times, we tend to still like the same things. Women still like a protector and provider. Doesn't matter if we're not in hunter gatherer times because women still want you to provide. They still want you to protect. There is no excuses when that happens, okay? They still want the same thing as if we are still hunters and gatherers. So what's the difference? Why is it so hard for her to understand that? What are we not what's not clicking here? Look with your own eyes. What do you see? Okay? Stop being confused for no reason. You don't got to be confused.
To our times and our circumstances. So to constantly be like, well, in hunter-gatherer times, millions of years ago, or whatever many years ago, this was the way. If that doesn't apply to now,
Well,
you need to withstand rational inquiry. So if you have
okay.
a belief of yours, it has to withstand rational inquiry for the time. So you can't be like, well, this is how it is because it's evolutionary reason that I'm saying. If it doesn't make sense in 2023, then you're
It does make sense because in every relationship they practice some type of traditionalism. It's just like what's that guy named Adam 22. His wife is banging the other guy, right? They still got married. They still have a child. They still got the house with the picket fence and the dog. They still practice some traditionalism in the relationship. The morals may be throttled, right? There is no moral code or compass inside that family, but they do practice some traditional roles. You cannot say it's 2023, so everything don't matter anymore. It still does, okay? Even atheists practice some religious context as far as getting married because marriage is not for regular people, it's for religious people. Why do non-religious people get married? What's the point of that? What's the reason? It's like saying your vows and getting married by someone reading what till death does part. Like, where did that come from? It came from some a religious context. You can't take one without the other. But to say that in 2023 none of that matters anymore, we're breaking the old structure and we're building a new structure is a very bad lie because people practice traditionalism in their life, although they may not be traditional. Okay, it's a very and it's even though people may not say it and they try to veer away from it, it's still uh, um it's still very present in today's society, no matter how immoral it is. Okay.
stupid for following that.
Okay, really. So let's go ahead with some rational inquiry.
Okay.
Why is it that women still prefer men that are stronger than them, taller than them, make more money than they do,
Traditional.
are superior to them in almost every regard, even though they're able to create their own security with their own jobs, get their own education, protect themselves through the police state? Why do women still screen for all these factors if they don't need it and we live in this modern world
Well,
that you're
it's
arguing?
changing. So yes, women still, because it's still recent, especially if we look at
Oh,
our
okay,
more
now it's recent.
evolutionary.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
if you look at our
yeah,
evolutionary
yeah.
trajectory,
Well,
it's
the
still
argument-
recent.
The argument now is that it's changing. It's 2023. Things are changing. Doesn't matter if it's changing. What I'm saying is that most of the traditional roles women still expect from men, even though men are becoming less masculine and women are becoming more masculine. Women still expect the same traditional roles when it comes to men. Does he provide? Is he able to provide? Is he able to protect? Some may compromise on the look aspect. Some may compromise on the height sometimes. But the main point of most relationships when it comes to heterosexual relationship dynamics is that women want men that can protect and provide. Okay, everything other than that, it's a plus, right? Or minus, depending on what you're willing to compromise on. But most of the time, that's what they want.
That women have been able to get these opportunities. And since then, if you look every single year, more women are okay with making or their partners making less and less than before. So hypergamy is on the decline. You can look this up.
I would argue it's actually on the incline.
Okay, well, that's just contrary to stats, but I don't know what to do at that
Well,
point.
When it comes to that, women are only willing to deal with men in a short term when it comes to a man not making more than her, right? She tends to look down on that man when she makes more than him. She tends to, especially when she hears her friends have these guys who's actually paying for dates and all this other stuff. Women are very influenced by their friends. So when they hear that their friends are doing things with their man, right? Especially when it comes to money and their man is paying for stuff. When they hear that, they look at their own relationship like, this relationship sucks. Like, why am I not with a man that can provide for me? Yeah, the dude might be cute, right? He might have things that you may like, might be in shape, great. But if he's not, when it comes down to providing and protecting, most women are not willing to compromise on that specific preference. They're not, okay? I don't care what you say. You can say whatever you want to amplify your argument, but that's the truth. That's gonna always be the truth, okay? And we expect that as men. So get your muscles up, niggas.
Here's the thing. There's a bunch of articles that show that women find men as less economically attractive than ever before. Why do we have higher divorce rates? Why do we have
We don't
fewer
have higher
marriages?
divorces. We don't have higher divorce rates in the past. And how long? How long?
Okay, look.
How long? Let's pull them up.
Divorce rates
Yes.
are women initiate 70 to 80% of divorces.
Yes, and you constantly
And marriages are at the lowest that they've ever been.
Yes.
Why is that?
So this is something I see you do. You don't understand stats,
Oh,
like you just
shit.
don't
Sure,
get it.
here we
Okay.
go.
So
you
for
do.
instance, you say
Myron doesn't understand
college-educated
stats.
women, for
Break it
instance,
down to him.
initiate more of the
Educational.
divorces, right?
Mhm.
Which is true. But then you take that, I've seen you do it. You don't get it. Then you say, oh, college-educated women are more likely to get divorced. They're actually way less likely to get divorced. One of the best things you can do to actually prevent divorce is to get married to a college-educated woman, especially if you're
No.
looking at longevity.
Listen, as a man, look, as a man, most educational women are very repulsive. They think they know everything. They can't shut up. They want to debate everything. They think that what they learned in college is what life is really about. Okay, I've learned this in college, and it has to be this way. No. A lot of things that you learn in college it's good. Okay, I'm not saying that it's bad. All right, because I understand college and stuff like that, but those ideologies that you learn in college, okay, sometimes they fade away due to reality, right? Due to when you have children, the abortion and all this other stuff. Colleges are very liberal, but as you grow to have your own children and then you go through life, right? I.e., go through life, right? Reality, right? You tend to get out of that mindset. But at the time, you think you know better, right? But you don't. But imagine as a man, you know what life is because you worked hard your whole life, right? I.e., you earned your value. You ran into bumps in your life, right? You had to recreate yourself a million times, especially when it comes to dating, when it comes to career, when it comes to getting it out the mud. You have to reinvent yourself a million times, right? You don't want no woman coming in your life, coming from college, talking about X, Y, Z, like she know what the fuck she talking about. A lot of times they don't know what they're talking about. But since they have a diploma, they think that they can come in men's spaces and tell men what it is. They value women that come from college and all that values that they can step in the same room with a man and hold a conversation. A lot of times you're repulsive. We don't want to deal with you because a lot of times you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And most of these people around you not gonna tell you, girl, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Right? And most men are not gonna tell you either because most women get in their feelings when they hear that. So sometimes we just deal with it like, all right, whatever, I'll deal with it. But please shut up. Sometimes you just gotta learn how to shut up, man. And we're not gonna date a college educated woman because college educated women are repulsive. They're annoying, right? They're woke. Okay. It's okay to be woke. They're taught to be woke. Okay. We don't want to hear that shit. We don't want to hear it. So no, we're not
A
dating.
college educated woman is 80% likely to have a marriage that lasts at least 20 years. A woman without a college degree is only 40% likely. But you guys conflate that because you're like, they're more likely to initiate a divorce. So when two people are getting divorced, yeah, a woman that has more resources is going to be more likely to initiate and leave a shitty situation. But those women are actually less likely to marry people or get into circumstances where they're going to divorce in the first place. One of the number one things you should look for if you're looking to make sure your marriage lasts is to marry a college educated woman. These stats have
No
been
way.
replicated year after year after year. They're in 2023. I looked up 2023 stats right before this. One group of women has marriages that last the longest and are least likely to get divorced, and that is college educated women. But you guys constantly conflate those stats.
Yeah, but it's harder for college educated women
wanna
to find a
jump in
man in
on
the
this.
first place because their standards go up alongside it. And again, this
That's
is not
not true though,
Hold on,
because you're with like I'm a lawyer. I could marry a lawyer in 2 seconds. I'm constantly
That's the
around other
point.
lawyers. College
Like,
educated women.
Also, right? You're around them, but you also may be repulsive to them. I could be around a whole bunch of women and be fucking annoyed. Yeah, they might have sex with you because men have two categories: take serious, or we might smack it a little bit. Right? We gonna drill you because you might be sexually attractive, but you're so fucking annoying. You're repulsive, and I'm never gonna take you serious. I'm gonna drill you as much as I can because most of the time women love being lied to. I'm gonna lie to a woman. I'm gonna drill her as much as I can until she figure out the truth. Right? I'm not saying I'm gonna do that, but what I'm saying is this is what men do. I'm giving you the game. We're gonna drill you, right? And then by the time you figure out that we won shit, so what? I got what I wanted. So why does it matter? You may think that these people are suitable candidates for you, but they might think that you're annoying as fuck because dudes don't tell women straight up because until they get the goods, that's when the dude gonna start acting funny, right?
Women are around more educated men. The best position you
Matter.
could be in to marry a lawyer is to be a lawyer yourself. They marry lawyers most
But what
often.
percentage of men are lawyers?
Well, what percentage
that's,
of women?
what, that's what I'm trying to say. Like,
But rather
as
to be
women become-
happier than in a miserable
no,
relationship.
What I'm trying to say, because here's the thing, we got completely off topic there. All I'm
I'll go
saying,
back to
because
traditional
this all
values.
started with me saying that just because we have modern conveniences does not necessarily mean that
Yeah.
women have changed their mating practices. Women still want a man superior to them in almost every way if given choice.
But it's
So-
going down as times change. So you guys are teaching something that's actually becoming less and less valid as time goes on. That's all I'm
If
saying.
it's going down, why are yes, okay, I can agree that maybe the standards have went down as far as finding a masculine man and all that other stuff, but understand women still want that. Doesn't matter if it's going down because they may settle, but they really want a masculine guy. Doesn't matter what they settle for, right? They're like, oh well, they still want a man to pay. Doesn't matter. Okay. They may settle for they may be hoes like her, right? Be a whore for all her 20s, right? Maybe when she turned 35, she's like, where the masculine men at? Where the masculine men at? Where they at? Yeah, that's what happens, right? You're dealing with all the fuck boys when you're young, right? The non-masculine dudes, the guys who gonna play you, the fuck boys. And then you say, hey, where the masculinity? I want the masculine men. I'm here. I'm single. What's up? I look good. Da 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 da. We don't want you. You a slut. Okay? It's that simple. Doesn't mean that they don't want that anymore. They still want it, but they will have to settle when it comes to that. We have to put respect on the dynamic of relationships. We have to. And what women want, we have to put respect on that. We can't just say, "Oh, they don't want that anymore." We know what women want. If they didn't want it, why there's so many complaints about men not being masculine anymore, and why women keep making excuses why they need to be more masculine, right?
I don't know about that, because even though women are more educated now than ever before and they have all the opportunities, all the same rights and privileges, they still want a man that's better than them. I would argue hypergamy goes up as women are educated, because women are less likely to settle when they
That's
are
not
higher
what-
earners.
Well, I mean, technically, yeah, but these women don't have to settle because you're around other high earners. Like, that's what I mean. Like, you're around, like, lawyers tend to marry. It's called assertive mating. It's you're around other lawyers. You're going to marry. Lawyers marry other lawyers. Doctors marry other doctors. If I'm in a law office 24/7, it's so easy for me to marry a lawyer. This idea that you guys have, I don't know, in
No,
Miami.
it's not. No, it's not, because most women get bounced around. Nobody talk about that. Nobody talk about the women that ain't been married, that been in that same law firm, smacking on everybody in the law firm, trying to find her a dude. But by that time, everybody know about her and they talking crap about her. Okay, nobody talk about that. You may be repulsive. Nobody wants to date you. Men have the ability to date a woman that's very attractive, that works in McDonald's, that works for Taco Bell. It's not a big thing to us. We don't care about that. Is she coachable? Is she not a whore? And is she nurturing? Could she be a possible mother? That's that simple, right? It could be a possible good mother. Okay, that's all that matters to us, right? All the other stuff that's extra, that comes second to what we thinking about, right? Especially if she look good, right? If she's hot, we might be willing to compromise on certain aspects on how she act, her attitude, and all other stuff. But when it comes to this relationship shit, bro, just because we around you, if I'm a lawyer and I'm around the other lawyer, does not mean that, hey, I can marry a lawyer. No, it means that you have other lawyers around you that may smack it a little bit, depending on how repulsive you are as far as dealing with you. They may not wife you.
About if it's so easy to marry one, but
Yeah,
man and wife.
I don't know about Miami podcasting world, but lawyers are not marrying 18-year-olds that work at McDonald's. They're marrying other lawyers.
Oh my god.
Engineers are marrying
so
other
She's
the
just so
point
engineers.
happy
is
to be
that
a
men are
lawyer
not-
so much to where she's speaking for other lawyers. Like, oh, I'm around lawyers all the time, so this is what lawyers like. It's like a culture to her. Like, lawyer culture says this, bro. Like, chill out, man. Chill out. They're still human outside of being a lawyer.
pigeon-toed to marry within their class, their socioeconomic level,
They are.
etc.
It's
that
the
women are.
attraction
You know,
similarity
men-
hypothesis. It's one of the most researched theories in the psychology of attraction. You tend to mate across IQ, across socioeconomic status, across education. This is how people generally mate.
Generally,
men
Well,
are
we're
totally
talking
okay
about
with dating
generally.
down.
They're
Men are
more
totally
okay.
down.
They're more okay with dating down. And again, I don't know what. Maybe in new money world it's different, but lawyers and doctors, they're not marrying girls like that work at CVS. It's just not a thing. And they're not marrying hot girls off Instagram. My mom's a lawyer, my sisters are lawyers, my cousins are lawyers, all my friends are lawyers. If we all met,
Right. So just speak for all the lawyers in the world, right? Especially when it comes to women. My mother's a lawyer, my sister's a lawyer. What about men? What about men? We telling you what men like. This is what I don't understand about women, right? Women don't understand men, right? But they choose to not understand men. It's like willful ignorance. You can sit across from men and we tell you what we think, right? The underlying truths of what we think, because most of the time, dudes never gonna tell you the truth because they want something from you. It's sad that men think this way, but it's the truth. Men not gonna talk to you unless they want something from you. Okay, they're not gonna tell you the truth unless they want something from you. And the truth is repulsive when it comes to women. When you tell them the truth and it hurt their feelings, done. They're not messing with you no more. So what they're gonna do is lie to you. They're gonna get what they want from you. And then you might hear the truth. But at the time, you're like, it's easy for you to block it out because, like, oh, he had sex with me. This dude did this, and he just a hater. He just don't want me to do. So it's easy for you to block the truth out. So when dudes don't want nothing from you, they sitting across from you and they telling you, hey, this is what dudes want. Dudes don't want this. Dudes not looking for this. Dudes not looking for that. Yeah, but lawyers think this way, bro. They human none of that suit, big dog. Chill out.
met up, and one of them was like, "Oh, I'm bringing my girlfriend. It's this 19-year-old I met on Instagram." Never would happen. They're dentists. They're other lawyers. They're
Yeah, they're not gonna bring them around y'all because, like,
But are they marrying them? If they're marrying them,
Listen,
if they're marrying them,
they are
then.
marrying you.
Mhm.
Then you're divorcing them, and then they're going with a hotter.
But
younger
I'm
chick.
way far less likely to divorce them. That's what
No,
I
you're
just told you.
not.
Yes, look up the stats. College educated women
Nice.
get divorced the least. The likelihood that my marriage is going to last 20 years is 80%. I don't know who here just has a high school education. That's 40%. That's double.
You specifically, or you mean women that are lawyers?
College educated women. Me, I don't even believe in marriage, so not me, but
Why are you arguing about that?
Yo,
fool?
you know what's funny? You should date Destiny.
She shifted.
Arguing in
shifted
bad
I love
the
faith.
goalpost.
Destiny.
Arguing in bad faith.
It doesn't.
Yeah,
It's like I
you're
said
saying.
before.
Okay, guys. So if you don't watch the podcast, Destiny is a blue-haired guy. He's a cuck. His wife sleeps with other men. Right? He's married to her. Right? Traditional role again. Like I explained before, most of these people who are non-traditional take on traditional roles as far as marriage and doing the white picket house, got a kid together and all this other stuff. But it's like they adulterize marriage. They destroy the meaning of marriage. Right? They hate God. They don't believe in God. They stray away from God. But they try to do what God teaches you to do without the religion because they don't want to be held accountable for their actions. So it's easier not to believe in God. But what I'm saying in this regard is that Destiny thinks and talks just like her. He interrupts. He's very repulsive. He keeps, no matter what, if he's losing the debate, he'll keep talking. He'll keep talking to where it's like, bro, like I can't listen to this shit no more, bro. And she gives you that vibe. She won't know how to shut up. She don't know how to concede to certain things. So watching this, you'll come up with, damn, bro, like this lady is very annoying. This lady is fucking very annoying, bro. And most of the people that they invite on this podcast on alongside with Destiny, who hangs with Destiny, is just like them. They sound just literally the same. They sound like a plant, literally.
Address a bunch of your points, and then you're like moving it.
no,
like,
what
no,
point?
it's like,
No,
oh.
what point did you address? I like to argue. I'm a lawyer. So let's
Yeah,
go
no,
for it.
I know that, but like the
See,
whole
look,
point.
I like to argue. I'm a lawyer, right? It's always backed by so her. It's like her. She's living by identities. Yeah, I'm a lawyer. I know what lawyers like. Oh, yeah, I'm a lawyer. So I went to school. I know statistics. I'm a lawyer, so I like to argue. Dude, it's like an identity to her. She got to pull out that stamp every time. Oh, I'm this. Oh, I'm that. Oh, I'm this. Bro, nobody give a fudge about you being a lawyer, bro. You're a repulsive person, and make your arguments make sense. That's all we care about. You don't got to keep bringing up that you're a lawyer. Just make it make sense. And when you make your point, shut up and hear the other person's point.
Point about like you're saying rational inquiry, like women times have changed and women have changed and evolved in it.
Not
But
that much.
I would argue women have not evolved because women still want a man that's over 6 feet tall.
Do you know how
They still
long
want a
it
man-
takes for evolution? Like, so the fact that
So
women.
what's the point of making that argument if it takes long to change? What's the point of making that argument? Because if you swing the pendulum, sometimes it swing back to where it used to be, right? And it's gonna meet back in the middle eventually, bro. You don't know where it's gonna turn. So we making assumptions. Okay, times are changing, but it ain't changed yet. Yeah, but you know how long for time to change? So what's your argument then? What's your argument? Yeah, it's in the process of changing. So that's not the argument. The argument is that it's this way. We're not talking about what's gonna happen in the future. What I'm saying is that it's still this way. She's just being an argumentative person, right? A non-marriable, unbearable woman.
have been able to work.
I
It's
get
actually
that, but
very
my
recently.
argument is simply that women haven't really changed that much as to what they're attracted to.
As
That's
of
all
today.
I was
If
arguing.
that's the
You
case,
tried to make the argument that they did because of modern conveniences. I'm arguing even with modern conveniences, women haven't really changed.
Omira, she said times are changing. That's not the point. The point is, what is it now? I don't give a fuck what it's changing to. It ain't changed. Well, what about now? Oh, well, do you know how long for time? Do you know how long it takes to change? Okay, that was his argument. So it hasn't changed yet. All right. Where are we getting
Change
at?
of what they're attracted to.
there's so many articles. I implore your audience to looking up how hypergamy is on the decline. It's still a thing. I'll give you that, but it's on the
So
decline.
why does that matter? The argument is that we're not arguing about if it is it declining. We're arguing that it's literally the same. Hypergamy is still a thing. If it's declining, fine, whatever. But nowadays in modern time, hypergamy is still a thing. It's still prominent. It's still here. That's the argument. We don't give a fuck if it's declining. You bringing up stuff just to support your argument. We're not worried about your argument, homie. Is it present or not?
As circumstances change.
If it's on a decline, why are more men reporting lower levels of sex than ever before?
That's so are you looking at the 2018 study? Because
No, there
that
was
has
one
not-
literally that just came out that showed guys between 18
Well,
and 20.
part of the reason that that's also happening is because people are getting married older. So a lot of the reason people had sex younger before is because they were married. That's one of the reasons that people say that. And I'm not saying that some men don't have it tough out here. But
I reckon that women are having sex more, and they're not even younger than ever. Right? Their body counts is ridiculous nowadays, and marriage ain't got nothing to do with that. So what's the argument?
A majority.
it's not a majority.
Yes, it is.
The majority of men aren't struggling.
A majority of men are not. I mean, maybe majority of your audience, but
No, a majority of men.
Majority of
Try to clap at them. Try to clap at them. Little weak ass clap. You know.
men in general are struggling with women. If they
Worldwide.
weren't, you weren't able to leave a lucrative law career and go into OnlyFans and make a bunch of
wait,
money.
so OnlyFans
Gotcha,
is only because men are struggling?
Yes, because if they had an abundance mindset like women usually do, they will have pride in not giving weak hoes attention. Because I'm already fulfilled. I don't need to give a weak ass hoe who used to be a lawyer and blabbing off about the mouth any attention. I don't care about you. Right? Men don't deal with women because they're smart and intelligent. No, we deal with women for sex. If you're easy accessible and you got a nice body, they're gonna probably deal with you. Not because you were intelligent, it's because you got a nice set of, something on you. Either it's the top or the bottom game.
Jack it up.
Yes.
Upwards of
Who are your
90% of men,
clients?
very normal, educated men. Far more educated than
That are struggling
That are
with
struggling
women.
No,
with
they're
women.
not though. I have so many couples that
No, ain't no educated man gonna. Ooh, if they do, maybe today, because these educational men don't make them smart. A lot of time they woke too. They got the blue hair, you know what I'm saying, with the nipple rings and all that. Yeah. It's probably possible that you're dealing with these guys. That don't mean they don't mean they're not book smart and intelligent, but they are weak men. They're weak men because any man that would give a person the time of day like you, they're weak, right? You have nothing to offer but an argument
watch me. Upwards of 90% of men
Bro,
consume
outside of showing your body online.
and watch
Couples
porn.
might be 2% of your audience.
No.
We're saying most men that work a regular job are
You
struggling.
guys also don't understand that highly educated people don't have the same views on sex work as you guys do. So a lot of them, if they're gonna watch porn,
No. They do have nowadays. See, it would make sense if I really felt some type of way about. I mean, I'm gonna say it regardless of the fuck, but if I didn't have nothing to lose, most of the time you'll get the truth. Okay, if I didn't want nothing from you, most of the time you're gonna get the truth. But most of the time in society, outside of a podcast, people want something from you. What can I get from you? Men don't want nothing outside, especially from other men. We want some type of resources. What could you give me outside of what I already got? When it comes to women, I just want to have fun. Like I'm like, hey man, if we gonna talk, you got to give me something. You know what I'm saying? You got to give me something straight up. And if they don't say it right away, it doesn't mean they don't want nothing from you. It just means that some guys are good at hiding it. Okay, because if you tell a woman, right, and it's just literally like strategizing. If I'm playing chess, why would I tell the person that I'm trying to checkmate my next move? I'm not gonna tell you that. I'm just gonna checkmate your ass. And when I checkmate your ass, I gotta yell checkmate to let you know that you checkmated. Okay, that's what niggas gonna do. When they get what they want, most of the time you gonna get the truth. Like, oh, you a hoe. Hoes great, right? Post nut syndrome. Nigga. As soon as he done, oh, this is a rat. I don't even understand why we arguing. I argue with you for 4 hours just to get the box. I got the box. Why are we arguing? Sorry.
I'd rather watch it in an ethical way. OnlyFans is a way you
Don't you like intelligent women? No, I don't. I just dealt with it so I can get some of that butt.
can watch it ethically. The money goes directly to the creator. Nobody's under 18. We all have to be verified.
And-
I feel like guys who get pussy don't subscribe to OnlyFans.
That's absolutely
Yeah.
not the
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
case.
I
That's
know.
just not the case. I mean, you can feel that way.
Yeah,
that's just
I
not
agree.
true.
I don't know. That's how I feel.
The real
She would never probably mess with 99.9, maybe 100%. She might not even. She would never mess with most of the guys that's subscribed to her OnlyFans. She would never mess with those type of guys. So what is she arguing about? Most of the time, women find those guys repulsive and be like, ugh, but they'll gladly take their money. Gladly, they know there's some type of what service are you providing outside of sexual access when you have an OnlyFans? She knows she's providing sexual access, but usually when you are selling something, people are in need of it. That's why they buy it. They're willing to give you resources for it because it's a fair exchange to them. I'm not having sex, right? I don't have the women that I want. So therefore, I'm going to subscribe to your OnlyFans because I want to see a woman as shaped as you. I want to have access to a woman like you. So this is my only chance. So I'm gonna subscribe to this to see you naked, see you. But both of y'all lose, right? He's a loser because he's subscribing to you, but also you're a loser because when it all goes down, this loser was able to see you for $5.99. right? He forever got an image of you being naked. So your morals are totally slandered if you have any, right? They're totally done. You don't have any morals anymore. Because these same people that you probably look down upon and you think that they're repulsive and nasty and disgusting, you're doing it for them, right? You on live asking them what should you do. They making you bust it wide open, show parts of you that you probably didn't know you had, homie.
The reason why pornography is so popular nowadays,
get
especially, is
pussy.
because it's so easily accessible. You can get it for free. Guys are able to satisfy their sexual thirst through variety, through the internet. And a lot of guys are struggling with women. I mean, this is a fact at this point. This isn't even like, I
What are
don't
you
think
talking
so, blah,
about?
blah, blah. A majority of men absolutely struggle with dating and meeting women in the
What do you
first
mean by
place.
struggle? Like, where was that? Like, how is struggle? How is that tested for? Like, what is
Nice.
struggle? Like, they're
I
having.
know she want to know all her constituents. I know she wants to believe all her constituents is just the most satisfying guys and most. I think she fantasizes about whatever she doing on camera. She think all the guys on in the back of that camera is just the most beautifulest dude and the most handsomest guy, bro. Most of them guys you will never even look at. You won't even probably glance twice. He just doesn't even exist to you. But he subscribed to you. Most of these guys, you think that that's outside of your, it's on the other side of your camera. You think that these guys are very intellectual and want to have a conversation with you. No, they subscribe to you to see you bust it open, to see how much they can pay you to bust that thing wide open. You missing the concept. You think that just because you're educated in your realm outside of your camera, you think that everybody wants you because of that, right? You might have these debates, annoying ass, fucking going back and forth with people about nothing in your personal life. But what people subscribe to you for is not for intelligence. Okay. If you wanted that and you wanted to believe that and make that a fact in your brain, you should have stayed being a lawyer.
Having like that does means they can't get every girl they want, or are they not having sex? Like, majority of men are not having sex unless you're looking at a specific cohort age group or that 2008.
How do you know?
What do you mean? How do I know? Because that's not what the stats show.
She be statting herself out the truth, boy. She could see that most guys are struggling because they subscribe to you, and the ideology that they subscribe to you is saying that they missing something. They don't have what they're looking for, so therefore they pay for it. They're finding a substitution for what they don't have, right? With the power of the dollar, right? If they had that, they wouldn't need you. So therefore, logically, you're benefiting off of the guys that don't have what you say they already have. Because if they did, they would not be doing what they're doing. It's that simple. I don't understand what she's not getting about this. And for her to have possibly a high IQ and be smart, how is these mediocre arguments so hard for her to grasp? It's like she's so smart, she's stupid. Like, bro, sometimes you don't have to concede about things that you see with your own eyes. Not everything come with a stat. Okay, not everything is funded to where you're gonna understand it the way you understand it, especially when it comes to something that you don't want to agree with. Most of the time, you're gonna find stats that you want to agree with. Okay, it's literally an information war. But with this concept, it's like being willfully ignorant because the evidence is right in your face due to your lifestyle. You have an OnlyFans who subscribe to it. Not all these guys are the intellectual guys that you say that you have on your OnlyFans watching your content, because these guys don't need to see you. They don't have a need to do this. It's simple.
And
Wait, what's your study?
What do you mean? What's my study? Just like that same 2018 graph that all the incels, like you guys, and you, not saying you guys are, but you guys use, that's not been replicated in 2019, 2020, 2021. That actually shows more women are having less sex than men are.
Oh my god.
And
Please,
though
Lord.
even that one was at a
Right.
third, I don't know where you guys are getting majority. Majority is over 50%. And if you guys are saying struggling, you have to define struggling. Struggling is a very vague term. So if you're saying
Hey,
struggling,
listen, guys, look, especially when it comes to these lefties. When it comes to these lefties, bro, they want to redefine everything. Struggling used to be struggling where everybody used to get it. So define struggling. Define struggling. Struggling is basically saying that, especially when it comes to this context that we're talking about in this conversation, dudes are struggling to have access to women. Okay, they're struggling to get through that first barrier. Okay, women, look at him. Oh, is he tall? Is he handsome? Is he this? What does he have? Could he provide for me? Could he protect? Most of these guys don't have it all. So women have a phone to where they can literally, like, it's literally like, order having Uber Eats. Right? I can be in Nebraska and see a guy in California who's on a yacht who have exactly what she thinks she wants. Most of them are just fuck boys and they gonna fuck her. You know what I'm saying? They might have money and stuff. They might look like they what she wants, but they're gonna take advantage of her. And those are guys that she said that she don't want, but she wants them right now. She's young, but that's another story. At the end of the day, at this point, women want what they want, right? It's that simple. And they don't want the guys that signed to your OnlyFans. It's that simple. Men are struggling to get these women because women want the top guys. They want quality. They want the top guy. I want top G, right? Andrew Tate. Some hating right. What's the equivalent to Andrew Tate on the other side, right? Well, Hollywood actor, The Rock, her. Or women have a certain type that they like. Most women have a certain type that they like. Okay, they want that guy. By the time they ran through and talked, dipped and flipped with, you know what I'm saying, by that guy, they're willing to compromise and then say, hey, you know what, maybe I'll mess with the incel because he's loyal and he's willing to take care of me. That's when you're gonna get this. That's when you get the other stats, okay?
In the sense of, oh, they're struggling because they can't get the baddest bitch on Instagram. Sure. But what do you mean by struggling?
Most guys have a very difficult time getting dates, getting any type of intimacy from a female, and being able to be successful in their dating ventures. Most guys really struggle. Women find 80 to 90% of men is unattractive on Tinder, Bumble, and all the dating apps. Guys struggle on that. A lot of guys have issues with being able to go up to a girl and talk to her. I'm sure plenty of you guys have experiences where a guy comes up to you and he's awkward, he's stammering, he can't necessarily say what he wants to say. And what I'm saying is that the reason why pornography has exploded in popularity is because so many guys struggle with women and so many guys are socially awkward and aren't able to convey attraction through the way that they behave or the way that they speak.
I don't think pornography is just like some of us, like, I mean, even when I'm in a relationship and I'm horny, I masturbate, I look at porn. Like sometimes even if you're happy in your sex life, those men still look at.
Here's the key word. You don't have to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how are you assuming they have to? So if they're watching it, they have to. But if I'm watching
go out and get laid as quickly and as easily.
Majority of people that subscribe to you, they have to. Let's put it that way. Some people don't have to, but they still do. But majority of people who watch you, they have to. I know you probably don't want to see it that way. I know you probably don't want to look at it that way, but it's the truth, bro. Like, I'm sorry. I promise that you probably think Leonardo DiCaprio was looking on the other side. No. These guys are the guys that every woman don't want. I'm sorry. They have to look at you. They have to subscribe to you. That $5.99 a month, they put some money aside for you. You know what I'm saying? These men live a total different lifestyle from you. So I kind of understand why she could be ignorant to it, but you got to understand that people live different lives from you, especially you being a woman. You might think that it's so easy for a man to get a woman, no, but there's so many prerequisites that a woman has, and also before you get to the sex part. You have to meet so many prerequisites on top of not saying nothing stupid or repulsive or something that she don't like to just cut you off, because women are very emotional and they change very fast. So it's like catching a fish, and by the time you reel it in, it's close to the boat and it drops off, like, because you shook it the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't hooked completely for real, or ripped, whatever. At the end of the day, it's so many things that men go through that you may not understand, but that doesn't mean that they don't go through it. I know you want to think, especially with her being a liberal, that it's a perfect world and nobody's struggling. Why would they do that? Why would they be struggling? No, it's not the baddest bitch. But when you understand that all women want the same type of guy, it doesn't matter if she's ugly, she's fat, doesn't matter if she has a disability. Most of the women are attracted to the same type of guy. And if they have a phone in their hand, most women think that they can get that same type of guy. Okay? So most of you guys, especially women, they fighting for the same type of guy. They don't even know that, okay? Because they're attracted to the same type of guy. Let's get back into it.
Easily as you can.
No, but that's different.
That's very important, though.
Yeah, but just because they can't do it as easily as I can doesn't mean that every time they're watching porn is because they have no other. They don't have sex with anyone ever, right? Like, a lot of men, upwards of 90 men watch porn. Upwards of 90 men single, 90% of men single. I mean, maybe you guys are going to say upwards of 90% of men are all struggling and they're desperate.
Men don't have the same sexual access and ability to attract the opposite gender that women do. So even if they are getting laid with maybe one girl or maybe a girlfriend that no longer fucks them or takes them seriously, whatever, does not necessarily mean that they're still not struggling with females in general, especially if they have a female or they have a girlfriend. She's not getting them sex anymore. She's not attracted
But
to
you're
him. Maybe she's
creating
out
a
cheating.
false dichotomy. You're saying that, okay, if I'm watching porn,
Wow.
then that's 100% obviously I still could get somebody else. But you're saying every time a guy is watching porn, every guy that's on OnlyFans has no options. They
That's
can't get sex.
because women and men are different. You can lay on your back and find another guy. You can literally lay on your back and scream and be stupid, like not scream like whatever like that, but like just say some outrageous dumb shit. Just be dumb. You can be dumb and lay on your legs and say, "Hey, I want some." A dude won't swing by so fast. But if a dude do that, you gonna look at that dude like a weirdo. Like even if he's the most attractive guy, I'm still gonna look at him like this dude is creepy. Why would he do that? Very different. Okay, the societal norms for men and women is totally different. Women get men off the top of the bat. My mom used to say, "I can get when I can't eat." That simple. It's that simple. And I'm not, a regular woman saying that. Okay. Imagine a man saying that. It's not possible unless you're very, very attractive. And we could all attest to that. Like, okay, I could see that. But most of the time it's not like that. Most men, like he said, most women don't find most men attractive. So most men ain't got it like that.
They're all
I
struggling.
didn't say that.
No, but
I
most
said
guys.
excessive porn consumption a lot of the times is a byproduct.
Excessive, like problematic porn use, because that's what
My
the medical
God,
term
lady,
for it is.
shut
I think
up.
that you have
No,
more of a
look,
case for, but
so
not.
this is what makes it very hard to watch this and argue with the person that is on the left-leaning side. They have to critique every word you say. So when you said, so what did you mean by extreme when you said extreme? What do you mean by excessive when you say excessive? If I gotta break down every point to the T for you to understand what I'm saying to you, maybe you're the problem. Maybe you should try to meet people where they're at in the argument to try to understand them. But when you don't want to understand someone, you will try your best. Okay, you will break down every critical point, not even critical. You will break out every little point and make it critical to where it's like, okay, we focus on this. I talked about this though, yeah, but we focus on that one word. That's how women argue. Okay, but when it comes to men, we're direct. When he says excessive, it literally means excessive. Too much. It's too much. Excessively eating. Too much.
Just normal consumption of porn.
Consumption of porn. Here's the thing.
Is
Guys that
all
are good with
consumption
women,
of porn excessive?
guys that are good with women typically don't watch pornography.
And where are you
Okay,
getting
it
that
is.
from? Is there a stat on that, or is that your feelings?
No, that's not my feelings. That's just, that's anecdotal at that point.
Okay,
Because
yeah.
every guy I know
That's
that's
true.
good with women, which is a minority,
Okay.
right? So you can't do a study on that. You can't go line up a bunch of guys like, okay, I need guys that have a lay count of this much, blah, blah, blah.
And most guys gonna lie about doing that because it's kind of shameful, especially in society, to be subscribing to someone's OnlyFans that you don't know and who really thinks that most of these guys are creepy. So if you hear a woman like she has a public social media, right? And she get on these public podcasts and say, "Hey, yeah, man, all these guys that look at me are so, they're weird. They're weirdos, right?" And a nigga subscribe to you. Do you think that when those polls come out, he gonna be like, "Yep, most guys they're not gonna do that. They're not gonna do that." Men are very prideful.
Everybody that I know that's
No matter
good with
what.
women typically does not watch pornography.
Okay, so if we're just
And-
doing the battle of the anecdotes, I know plenty of guys that are good with women and they still watch pornography. So now we're just your anecdote versus
You don't
mine.
know that,
Just
though.
being in
What do you mean I
yeah.
don't? So you know and I don't? They talk to you, but they don't talk to
Well, they're not going to
They
be
don't
as
tell you
they're
the
not
truth.
going to be as
Different
honest.
dynamics. We as men, we operate different from. I don't gotta hide nothing from this nigga because I want nothing from him. But if I want something from you, I'm gonna do whatever I can to hide it. Of course, if I want something from you, I'm not gonna tell you the cold truth straight up. That's why most women say, men lie so much. Every woman mostly had the same experience with a guy in the past before. Okay, men lie. We know this. We all know this. Society, we know this. How do you think that as a woman, a man gonna tell you the truth? What makes you so special from other women to where you're like, you know what? Fuck the lies. I'm gonna tell her the truth. No. Like I said, if you got a fat, you know what I'm saying, something big on your chest, on your butt, yeah, on your backside, yeah, we gonna lie. Yeah, we want that. Yeah, I'm gonna lie as much as I can until I get it. And maybe you might hit the truth, maybe not too, because I still might want to come double back. You never know.
With you, they're going to try to maybe put themselves in a certain light, or maybe they're having sex with
Well, at
prostitutes.
that point, your claim isn't
you know,
falsifiable.
or
And
or
if it's
they're
not,
having sex with prostitutes, etc. Like they're not going to be as honest with a female. And again, like I said before,
then your
I mean,
claim is not falsifiable. If it's not falsifiable, we're not
ludicrous
talking about
logic
logic
here's
and
the thing.
science.
The bottom line is this: Men absolutely struggle in the sexual marketplace with finding and dealing and dating with women. Like that's a fact. That's
Yeah,
not even
some men.
We already
But you
know.
see,
Some men.
Majority.
I don't know about
Yes.
majority. It depends what you mean by. So you're saying they struggle. They're not getting all the women they want. I would say yes. Then that's true. If that's what you mean by struggle, then
Their
yes.
mental health is literally freaking crushed.
Can I
Like-
explain something to you that I said
Guy-
earlier?
yeah, guys are absolutely
boy.
struggling with women. That's like a fact.
Some guys, yeah,
I would argue majority.
yeah. You
Who's
would argue majority. I
guys?
would say it's not a majority. So that's what
Oh
we're
my
saying.
God, because she keeps thinking in her anecdotal experience saying that most guys, because the guys that she probably around is the ones who's getting busy out here, and women attract to, especially when it comes to lawyers, because they got the resources, they got the finances to probably have these relationships that everybody wants to have. But for her to be around a whole bunch of lawyers, yeah, they're gonna have different experiences in life because they're probably the top earners. Like, yeah, yes, they probably getting all the coach, yeah. But when it comes to a regular day person working at McDonald's, not everybody has a high status. Not everybody has a high status job. They're regular people. They're not out there they're not having it their way like you think they are, especially when it comes to men. Okay, because women want quality, so they're gonna look for the top guy no matter what. I don't care if they ugly. They always. I never heard of a woman to say, you know what, I'm ugly, I'm stupid. Yeah, they're never gonna say that about themselves. Most women think they could catch that guy. I can get that guy. Or they always have some point of reference. Look at Lizzo. She got this guy. Look at Monique. She got this guy. Look at this. It's always women don't look down on each other. They don't look down on themselves like men do. Men don't probably look down. We're more logical. Hey man, I'm not the best looking guy. So I'm not gonna try to reach for something that I don't have. I'm not the best looking guy. I'm okay with that. And it's not gonna hurt me for people to say that because I already know what's up. But when you say that to a woman, it's like you shout her something in her that makes her angry. Like, what? To me, I'm the shit. Who the fuck were you to tell me that I'm not the shit? Who are you? That's how women are. And imagine the regular guy don't have a chance because she thinks she overinflates herself. The dude that don't have the most he don't have the most date in the dating pool. He probably didn't try to talk to girls and stuff like that. Got pushed down so many times to where he knows like, okay, maybe I'm not the cutest dude. He has no chance against this woman that's ugly. That's probably on the same speed. He has no chance. So they're not dealing with these guys. They want people that's above them. Okay, that's how women date.
What percentage do you think struggle then?
I don't like to talk about what I just think. I like to look at what data we have available, and I have.
Yeah, but you also have to be realistic and understand that some studies are not going to pass ethical standards. They're not
That's
going to
well,
be able
yeah.
to do
Okay,
it,
so
etc. So you have to use a
trust
little
me.
bit of
I
common
looked at
sense
a
as
lot
well.
of studies, and I look at the ones that are replicable, falsifiable, peer review. I know how to read studies, and so
I
I mean,
can
I'm
do it,
sure
Lord.
there's stats on there, but even the worst ones I've seen show it at about a third. A third is still not a majority.
That's still a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. I agree.
And that's
I
just the
agree.
guys that are reporting, and we know that men
But
are
we
more
have
likely.
no way of
and we
knowing
know
that
men are
those
more
guys.
likely to over-report their sexual activity.
Well, we also have no way of knowing that those men that are struggling are the ones watching OnlyFans or watching more porn.
Can I say
A lot
something?
of problematic porn use also overlaps with like anxiety, depression. There's a bunch of other stuff. There's something called moral incongruence. So they've done tests where they look at men who watch a lot of like think they have a problem with porn and men who don't think they have a problem and like how much it's interfering with their daily activities,
I'm just saying
etc.
porn consumption is a component of guys struggling with women. I'm not saying that is the reason. I'm saying that's a component as to why guys struggle.
So you're saying it's correlated or it's causing or what are you saying?
It's a part of the issue.
So which
It's a
one comes
part of
first?
the issue because when a man is getting his needs met by porn, right? He no longer interacts with women because that need is met. So therefore, I don't need to go out searching. Men are literally hunters. If I'm eating by just laying on my bed, why the hell would I get up and hunt? Why? My needs are met. It's that simple. How is it so hard for her to grasp that type of understanding? Like, why is it so hard for her? But that's when I told y'all about that being a liberal in society. You have to counteract everything. It's not even about the truth anymore. It's about how much can I argue a point. It's unbearable women. It's just they get out of college and they just argue. They think they're so smart that they got good points. Dude, like sometimes you got to concede. Not every battle is worth fighting. Sometimes you just have to concede. Like, okay, I can hear your point, right? Even if it's both anecdotal. Oh, I know this, but I know. Okay, fine. But what we're saying is that this exists. Okay? It's that simple. Concede sometimes. It's okay.
The egg or which one comes first?
Guys struggle with women.
And then they watch porn, or so watching porn doesn't make them struggle. Like some people make that claim. Sorry, I'm just trying to clarify.
It could be either or. Every situation
It
is
could be
different.
either
It could be
or.
either or. So, but what I'm saying is that the bottom line is that men struggle with women, and a way to deal with struggling with women and being able to get the variety or the sexual access that they want is they revert to pornography.
That's one way, but there's also, if you look at the people that watch porn, that's one reason someone might watch porn, but there are a multitude of other reasons. That's what I'm saying. Some people are just fucking horny.
I literally just said that too. There's that's just one component.
Yeah, but if dude, like I said before, men are very prideful. If a dude was horny and I just like, no, I'm sorry. If a dude was depressed and he said, you know what, I'm not getting sex like that, a dude not gonna come out like that. Now, well, maybe I would say probably 20% of men are gonna come out and say that, but most men are never gonna say that. It's never gonna happen. It's like certain women that say, like I said before, I made the equivalent. Some women will never say, "Oh, I'm not hot. Let me just settle for this guy." No, they're never going to say that. This one, I want the top guy. No, I'm a 10. I'm a 10. That's how men feel about their pride. I'm not going to tell you that hey man, I'm in the back jerking off, bro, because I need. You know what I'm saying? I ain't had some in 5 years. No man's going to say that. Okay, it's just that simple. You're not going to get that answer from a guy unless he's really like, "Fucking, I'm depressed. I'm going to say whatever." Most of the time, you're not gonna get a guy doing
Going through pornography.
I know, but your initial
prostitutes,
claim was that, oh, the reason that this is happening with pornography is just because of this.
I never said just
No,
because.
Okay, so it's just one
I
component.
never said just because.
Okay, is it? I would say it's a component. Then I agree with you. I'm sorry if I just said you said just because if you didn't, but I don't
No.
even think it's a huge component.
All
I
we're
think-
saying is that your industry literally is a majority of men, and as a result, these men are lazy. They don't want to go. Some men, of course, don't want to go out and talk to girls because they could just watch
yes,
you.
it's a percentage of them, yes, but
Yeah.
I don't even think that's a big percentage, and that's where we disagree. And unless we have evidence for either
I
of our
see why
claims,
she
we're
quit.
just-
Went to off.
Well, okay,
God damn.
but regardless, men do watch you, and the majority of your audience is men.
Yeah, the majority of my audience is men,
So,
correct.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean they're all lonely men, or that they're all lazy men, or that they can't get girls, or any of those claims. There
They
we go.
put you on mute.
I think.
A lot of guys struggle with women, man. I
A whole
mean, like I said before, there's a reason why we got like 20,000, 15 to 20K people watching us or whatever it may be. Like a lot of guys watch this type of content. There's been an explosion in dating content.
Yeah.
Why is that? The reason why is because there's clearly an issue with guys being able to meet, deal, and date with
Yeah, there is
women.
an issue, and the ones that watch this are probably the ones that have the issue. I agree.
and there's a rise of virgins, especially on the men's side as well.
You see the jabs that she keep throwing? Like, it's not needed, bro. It's not needed. This argue your point and shut the fuck up, bro. That's simple. Wait, what the fuck? I'm
In
sorry.
the age range, and that's what I said. We're also getting married later.
Under 30.
unless- yeah, we're getting
Women
married later.
find most men unattractive.
That's but I don't see how that
So-
relates to the.
That absolutely
That
relates
makes
because
a
since women
struggle.
find most men as unattractive and not good candidates, they're not going to give them a chance, and those guys struggle.
Agreed.
Yeah, but
That's all I'm trying to say.
but
Like, a lot of guys
most
struggle
men
with
are
women.
not so. Like most these men that are unattractive, like there's no data that indicates tall men get married more fat men. Actually, fat men. There's some studies that show they have more sex. Poor people have more kids than rich people. This idea that only the top like
That's
fit-
because they're not like as likely to use contraception. They don't have access to.
but they're
birth
having
control
sex.
to
No,
the same-
even when you look at partners, though, like when you look at partners, like it's average to tall guys have on average 3 more partners. Weight, BMI doesn't seem to have an effect on it.
It's
And
game.
okay, well then they have game. Okay, whatever you want to say, but this idea that you
Or
have to
money.
be rich, you have to be this, you have to be. There's a reason that rich guys are not having that much more sex than some poor guys. They're just having sex with different women because we tend to have sex with people around us.
But it's also intent as well.
It's what?
If I intend to do something,
Okay, when it comes to that, she's bringing up some traditional as well. Like, it's not traditional, but it's always been this way in society where a woman has sex with the guys in her town or wherever. They date the guys in their town, whatever. Nowadays, you have a phone. Okay. You could travel now. It's more exciting to travel. Most women that go to Miami and stuff is not from Miami. They're not. They travel to Miami. They travel to these places. And most girls do that outside of their town. Most of them stay. Sometimes they stay, sometimes they don't. People from LA is usually not from LA. Okay. These people have the ability to travel. So it does disrupt their dating pool at home. Okay. Guys are not messing with the girls around them because there ain't no girls around. Because like I said, women don't think that they're not 10s. All of them think they're 10s. So if they can go out there and try to get a high value guy, they're gonna do it, right? And most of those Miami guys are gonna, you know, have a larger dating pool because of women are migrating over there. They're coming to them, right? So they might have a better chance at finding the girl, right? Because more of them are there.
I have intention behind my actions that will get what I want.
So yeah, men who want to have sex. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
But can they is a question. Most
And
men
we're
can.
seeing that fat men can't do it just as much as fit men, and we're seeing short men do it almost as much as tall men. So this idea that people are mating, okay? Everyone's mating. A lot of people. I'm not saying everybody, but a lot of people are, and it's not just the tall, it's not just the rich, it's not just the skinny. People are mating. People are having sex.
with who they want
Women
to,
are.
or
Men, a lot of men, women are having sex with a smaller percent. Well, there's a reason why only 40% of men since the beginning of time have been able to pass on their genes, versus like 99% of women have been able to pass on their genes. Since the beginning of time,
What do
women
you
have
mean when you say
always
the beginning of
screened
time?
since the beginning of time, humans.
Like the Big Bang? Because we weren't even
Here we
like.
go. You're moving goalposts. I'm simply.
She just can't. She can't have a regular conversation anymore. After she got that degree in law and all the other stuff, went through the bar, passed the bar, and became a lawyer, she no longer can have a regular conversation. She has to be repulsive. It has to be more than what he actually said. What do you mean when you? And this is the liberal mindset. When you say a woman, what do you mean by woman? When you say a child, what do you mean by child? How old is a child? What makes a child a child? What makes a human a human? What makes a? It's like they overcomplicate everything, dude. We can't even have a normal conversation with them because it's not possible, right? I have to break down everything I say. So when you say this, what do you mean by this? Like, bro, last time I thought about this is excessive meant excessive. Why do I have to break down? So when you mean excessive, what do you mean by excessive? You mean my old times? What do you mean by my old times? Like, bro, shut the fuck up. Like, shut up, bro. Shut up. Shut up, man. Maybe if you be quiet and you hear the rest of his point, it will make sense to you. But since you're interjecting because something in you that's causing you to try to make an argument off of every small thing is not letting you get the bigger picture. And you can see from the last little debate that they had, she agreed with him. Okay. She agreed with him, but eventually she did. But it took almost like 40 minutes, like almost like 15 minutes for her to agree because she actually heard what he was saying. Like, oh, okay, I could agree to that. That's what you said. Oh, I'm sorry if I did that. Because you're talking too much. When you talk too much, you're not listening.
Telling you.
This is just a bizarre claim.
No,
at the beginning
I'm-
of time. Are we telling a story?
No.
Science?
Look, I'm simply saying it's a phrase. What I'm basically telling you is men, since the beginning of human evolution, have had issues with mating. It's not just a modern situation. 40% of men have been able to procreate versus 90+% of women have been able to procreate. So what does that tell you? That tells you that a majority of men are just unattractive to a majority of women, and that's okay because women are the ones that carry on the next generation. So they have to be more selective in their mating practices. What I'm saying is that as a byproduct of women being more selective in their mating practices, a majority of men are virtually invisible. That's what I'm saying.
I disagree with it being a majority, but I don't want to keep everyone.
Fantastic. Okay.
Bad faith for like almost 30 minutes.
hey, she had things that she had to speak about.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
It's fine. Yeah.
Where are we at here? Okay, ladies, if a woman demands that you can only smash her, she should be ready to get.
I think we were on her for
Yeah.
why you said no. Because
Yeah.
she
Oh
disagreed
yeah,
with this.
because she's saying that men and women are equal. That's how this all started.
Yeah.
Was men and women
Yeah.
are equal, and I disagree with that.
They are.
I mean, I would argue you don't even pick men that are equal to you.
What do you mean? In what way? What do you mean by
your-
equal? Because
your-
we could be
your
selecting for
peers.
different traits.
You said that you don't fuck your peers or at all.
I don't what?
Fuck your peers. Like
I don't
your,
fuck my peers.
Lawyers.
Yes, lawyers, whatever.
I mean, I barely fuck anyone, but that's just me.
Why?
But because I'm boring.
So, guys, the OnlyFans girl does not fuck everybody. Oh my God, bro. It's like trying to have morals, trying to cling on to every little moral you have when you're doing something immoral. Like, hey, I can still have a conversation. I don't have sex with a lot of people, but you're on OnlyFans. Yeah, but I don't have, bro, at this point, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you say. So shut up. Might as well be a hoe, bro. Be a hoe for real. Like, stop talking.
You're not
No,
boring.
it's choice.
Because you're selective, which is
Yeah,
what I was saying
It's
before.
choice.
Yeah, but I'm not selecting for the things that I'm not selecting for resources and all the things you guys say. I like high intelligence, high humor. Like those are the
Thought
things
Which
you
are
fucked on
indicators
your
that create
OnlyFans,
what?
though.
which are indicators
What does high intelligence and humor and all
that we're gonna have a good fucking time.
Okay, and what else?
That it's gonna be a fun life for me.
Someone that's intelligent also is more likely to make money, correct?
Yeah, but that I don't care. Actually, like I make a lot of money on OnlyFans. He's not gonna make as much money as me by being super intelligent unless he's like a tech genius or something.
Yeah, but women
What she don't understand is that OnlyFans money is not gonna last forever, right? So maybe she'll snap back into reality when OnlyFans is not hitting like it's supposed to. And she says she does pro bono as far as her lawyer work to keep her license up. But eventually, when that goes down, she's gonna have to apply to a firm, a law firm at that. And then when she's applies to this law firm and her OnlyFans career comes up, cut. That's when she'll understand. She's gonna come probably back on this podcast and say, "Hey, girls, don't do it. It's not good because this will happen to me." Time teaches people sometimes. She's very hard-headed, very combative, very matter of fact, right? No, this not gonna happen to me. I've seen this happen to this person. This will never happen to me, right? Very matter of fact. Time teaches those people, okay? Time teaches those people because when you can't tell a person something and you see it going downhill, right? Sometimes you gotta be patient and let them go through the ringer, all right? I'm not saying I wish that upon her. I'm just saying that give it time and she'll see the truth. I do wish it upon her though.
typically look for traits that will make someone an indicator of them being able to create security in the future. This is why women look for ambition, a guy that's a go-getter.
This is similar to the thing I was saying, the attraction similarity hypothesis. People should look it up. It's really well studied in the psychology of attraction. People tend to mate across. So I like to talk. I like to debate. I like intellectuals. So I like men that can also do that. I don't care how much money you make because I can pay my own bills.
Every woman says that until they have to pay their own bills. Like, it's just like she's just so stupid. Like she's just so stupid. She don't even know she's stupid. It pains me. At this point, I really want to skip to the points that kind of like I wanted to break down because it's a whole 3 hours and she doing this shit back to forth, back and back and back and arguing about everything stupid, right? So we're gonna get to the point where I'm gonna look for it. I don't know where exactly it is. So we're gonna skip towards it till they reach it. It's going to be about her saying that corn is essential. It's good. It's good for people, right? And this is at the last point, so we're gonna get to that. All right, bear with me, guys. Bear with me.
But you're not a lawyer right now. Do you think that men should get men being attracted to liberal men that think that men and women are equal and attraction is not a choice?
I just said that more goes into attraction than the things you're saying.
Is taking over.
Well,
and they need to
Relationships last? Are the women actually satisfied? Are they happy?
Now at this point, guys, I think this is near where we want to be at. It's a girl on the podcast who's a virgin. She's 18 years old, right? She have a different perspective of what's going on. And I honor her opinion because she sounds like she talking about something. She sounds like she knows something, right? The girl who has no morals, she's yapping off out the mouth, right? But you need women that could bring people back to reality. Sometimes women are not so open to listening to men. Okay, it's that simple. But hopefully she learns something from this woman. And we're gonna get into it.
Happy, I would argue no,
So
because
you do-
divorce
so-
rates are through the roof. Women initiate most of them. Like,
so are
it's-
higher status men getting divorced less? Like I feel like Hollywood shows
They
the
are
opposite.
actually because
Yeah.
once again, men with money and wealthy and influence, they
Yeah.
have way
It
more.
does drop
That
off
is
after a
true.
certain
That
point.
yeah,
It
that
drops
that is once because
Drops
couples
off.
do argue about money a lot. That's true. But this idea that like men who are fit or tall or these things have lower
Yeah, but we're
divorce
talking about
rates is
wealth
not
here.
truth.
We're talking about wealth.
The whole conversation started because I said women don't want an equal. Even though you think men and women are equal, they're not.
I think they are.
And
I don't
women are not attracted to equality. You have someone that comes from an
Okay, guys. So from this, you see, we're like 3 hours and 37, right? And what I skipped, right? I skipped like almost 2 hours. He brung up the point from from when they first start interacting with the argument, right? She literally said, "I don't think so." Again, like she's never conceding to the. She don't have to, right? But his points are valid. She knows that women and men are different. But she's saying that, yeah, we're different, but we're equal. Saying we're different means that we're not equal. Especially the things that you want in a man is not equal. You don't want an equal. You want a superior. You want a guy that's going to provide for you. You want a guy that's stronger than you. How are we equal? Right? How are we equal? In a dynamic of a heterosexual relationship, that's not equal. Okay? Very different.
egalitarian society telling you right to your face, yo, I like my new boyfriend in America who does not observe equality and egalitarian belief system.
Okay, guys, let me give you guys context. So the girl in the middle, right, of the two of the repulsive woman and the woman on the left, right? So the woman with the blonde hair, right? She's from Sweden, right? That country is very 50-50. A man does this, and the woman does this, right? They come together, da da da. There's no traditional roles of an American relationship, right? There's no opening doors, there's no this and that. We both pay 50-50, right? So she went to America. She went to America, got an American boyfriend. Her boyfriend now takes care of her. He opened up doors for her. It's chivalry, right? He's very chivalrous, right? She never experienced that. She said, "Hey man, like, um, hey man, I just never experienced this in my country. We go 50-50. I never had a boyfriend that takes care of me. I never knew what that was because, like I said, it's indoctrination from her country. She never experienced it. She didn't even know it existed. She said she hated men. Given context, you can watch it yourself, but it's basically back and forth with the repulsive woman. So I ain't gonna do you guys like that. So from this point, right, his argument to the repulsive lawyer, OF woman, he says that, hey man, times haven't changed that much because women still want traditional men, right? The perfect example is a woman sitting next to her because she's from a country to where everything is 50-50. There's no problem, like, ain't no opening doors. Women is the same as me. They're both looked at as the same, right? Like she said, no, we're equal, right? Equal relationships in Sweden, right? Comes to America, right? Know nothing about chivalry, right? Wasn't taught that. It's not a thing in her country, right? As she said on the podcast, is it's a hookup culture. It's very strong. Hookah, having worthless sex with each other. It's just a hookup culture, right? She comes to America, get treated like a woman per se in American standards, right? She loves it. She never experienced it. She likes it, right? Why does she like it? Because women still like traditional roles, right? Because then he asks her, hey, do you like your exes more or do you like the guy who's very chivalrous to you more? She said, I prefer the guy who's very chivalrous to me, which makes sense. And it proves Myron's point that women still like chivalrous men. Traditional roles still exist and they like it more here, right? That's a plain example. She sees it for herself. It's right there in front of her. A person that has no biases because she didn't know of this. She likes it more.
That's what I'm trying to say. And she is a microcosm of the
Wait.
larger general scale that I'm saying that women don't want an equal.
Do you want a man who's not equal to you? I'm just curious.
Like,
Incredible.
All right, what I want you guys to understand is how she asked the question, right? Women are triggered by words. Do you want a man that's not equal to you, right? She's wording it in a certain way to make it the way it sounds to women will make it seem like not equal. What that mean? He my slave owner. He just no. So the better question was to ask her, what she already answered. Do you like it more in Sweden, how everything was 50-50? Or do you like how it is in America where a man takes control and pays the bills and the man is a man? That's the perfect way to ask this question. But when she asks the question, it triggers something in women when you say, hey, do you like a man do you like a man that's not equal to you? Like do you not like being equal in a relationship? Trigger. She knows she
I don't know, like equal in like different ways.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
at the same time, right now here, I've seen this side. Like even before back home in Sweden, I was the biggest hater of like men that was telling women that they wanted to have a housewife. Like I was like, you're like the worst people to this earth. Like I was like,
I'd be
die.
happy.
I don't
But then
agree with that,
now, when I moved here, I see the different side. I would be more than happy if I get a man here that's able to provide for me, so I can provide
But
for my
that
own
treats you
kids.
right and treats you nice.
glad
You're not
you've
gonna be
made
with
the
someone that
change.
like,
Yeah, but
oh, you
that's
stay
what-
here and I'm gonna go fuck
Yeah,
other
because
girls
in
because you didn't
Sweden-
feel like it.
But also because it's literally like it's so far left. So like in Sweden, no man gets the amount of money, and the child is a little bit better. But like no man can provide that much money. That's why you need both parents need to work. And I was very happy with that. But then here, when I see how it is here, if I have a man that could provide for me, and
So we're
I
not
would,
equal.
I would die to be able to like raise my own kids. I'm a nanny.
Yeah,
that's a
So
great
all that
idea.
egalitarianism,
Period.
do you guys? I don't know if y'all just heard what I heard, but all that equality and egalitarianism went out the fucking window as soon as
Yeah.
she came here. Even though she came from a society where everyone was equal, 50-50, blah, blah, blah. But then she gets a taste of a man being a leader, a chivalry, etc. Her being able to be a woman, to be feminine. She likes that more.
So why
Please.
don't we go backwards? Why are women?
But
still
we don't need to
pushing
be to
forward?
the extreme
Yeah,
right
Because
either.
I'll tell you why. Because they buy into the bullshit that you're going ahead and peddling, saying that pornography is ethical. It's okay. Be strong and independent. Go and chase
But
a
if
career.
it's wrong, they're
You
not
can
going
be
to.
Okay, so the argument was pornography ethical, right? At this point, I think they went back and forth already, right? And her point was, yes, it was ethical. It's not hurting anybody, you know. Any person can do what they want as long as it's not hurting anybody, right? Mind you, she's not Christian. She has no moral values, right? She creates her own values. She's atheist, right? She don't believe in anything. Big Bang Theory, she sprung that up, right? She don't believe in anything, right? She creates her own morals. Right? There is no moral codes for her. So basically, as long as you ain't hurting anybody, it's fine, right? But what I want to tell to her, what I want to argue with her about is not even argue. What I want people to understand is that they're playing with morals right now, especially when it comes to children. Okay, well, they have books trying to prove that children can be sexual. Therefore, there's no harm, no play, right? If a kid likes it, right? You know how influential kids are. If a kid likes it, right? I know it's a very, very troubling conversation, but if a kid likes what you're doing to them, no foul, no play, nobody's hurt, right? But morally, it's wrong, right? Morally, it's wrong. I don't care what a kid say. A kid can say, "Oh no, I'm fine. It's okay. He gave me candy." That's wrong. His brain is not fully developed, right? As long as I'm not hurting anyone, by her own standards, it's people that really live by that. In these books, it's psychologists who came up with stuff like this, right? Philosophers. You have to understand that when you say things will be applied by your standards, but it may be to the extreme to where you can't explain anymore. No, you said you accepted it. It makes sense. No, you accepted it. Why are you tripping? Why are you tripping? Cutting kids' genitals off. They're not old enough to make that decision. But so what? They're kids. No foul, no play. He wanted it. At 3 years old, they wanted it. He kept saying he wanted it. He affirmed it. They wanted it, and I affirmed it. Yes, it makes sense. I'm a medical doctor. I did what I had to do. I cut his testicles off. I did what I needed to do. Gave him medicine to affirm his gender or whatever, or her gender, or whatever the hell. And it's right. No harm, no play. Do what you want. Do what thou wilt. Right? That's Satanism. That's Satanism right off the bat. Do what you want. No matter. No morals there. Nobody. You don't get judged. No matter about judgment. Do what you want. No matter if it's immoral. Do what you want. Okay. So from a moral person, as such, it kind of explains why she does OnlyFans. Why she thinks the way she thinks. Right. Why she thinks porn is ethical. It doesn't help anyone. It's literally hurting society because women are now just going on OnlyFans, right? Most of them don't make it on there. Destroy their lives, right? Try to delete what people already have, a digital footprint. It's never going to get deleted. And they try to explain their way out of it, right? But they listen to women like that, try to chase the bag, right? Not chasing what matters in life. And they're leaving these women astray. So we're gonna get back into it. We're almost done, guys.
Figure it out.
etc.
No, but
What?
kids
But
might.
if it's wrong, well, I mean, it's,
You know what? Here's the
There's
thing.
girls my age that are losing brain cells because they listen to you,
I think
and they're delusional
because
because they don't have a man or a brother or a father who can be like, hey, listen, this is wrong. You have to do like pay
But
attention, look at different perspectives,
I
look
think
at
people
politics,
should definitely
look
look
at
at different
everything.
perspectives.
Okay,
Jasmine, I think it's your
academics,
ego.
it doesn't
Okay,
matter.
I don't
You
care what you
have
say.
to
Yeah, you
be
have a
able
big
to look
ego.
at everything
I don't think
and make
it's your
assumptions.
ego
The
that
problem
much.
is
Yeah.
that you
My
say
ego
one
now.
thing
You never
and then
say
it's
you're
like la
wrong.
la 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 la, and then all these idiots. I'm sorry, but they're idiots. They just feed to themselves. You have
So this is like Plato's allegory of the cave. Like we're all in the
basically,
dark
in
inside.
other words, feminism is taking over because
Nerd.
society's
But
freaking
it's also
all over the place.
but it's the same thing to the other
Because
side. To
feminism
like
is fire
supervise.
and masculinity.
No. You can't do that. She's saying it's the same way when it comes to the right side. No, not true. When it comes to the right side, it's more traditional. It's not extreme. The extreme is not saying, hey, being overly sexualized is not okay. That's not extreme. Okay. That's not the extreme right. Okay. Keeping, when it comes to other political stuff outside of relationships, we'll talk about that later. But when I'm talking about the relationships, right? Because this is a relationship dynamic show. It's not extreme when you hold people accountable for their actions, right? Nowadays, it's looked at as extreme because you cannot judge. Stop judging people and just acquiesce to whatever they're doing. No, morality matters because when society starts to be immoral, moral things happen. You can't be immoral on one end and don't be immoral on the other end. Like I said before, minor attracted persons, MAPS, right? Homosexuality, adulterizing marriage. It's a reason why back then the argument was it's a slippery slope, right? That was the argument. Now look what happened, right? This is why people didn't want gay marriages. It's not because they hate gay people. It's just that, hey man, why you want to do what I'm doing? You don't believe what I believe. That's simple. You want to come in my space and this is not what we do here. But now you got Adam 22 getting married. You got corn stars getting married, right? They have the child, the picket fence, and they still out there having sex, immoral sex with everybody, okay? With the wedding ring on. It's adulterizing society. What it used to mean in traditional roles is not what it means today. It's just a thing to do, okay? And I want people to understand that. Even women, right? Women, I want women to understand that y'all are under attack and y'all morality is under attack because when you do immoral things, it's very hard to come back from that. And a lot of times women don't find out until they get older, right? When men stop searching, when men stop launching at them at any chance they get, right? They get older and like, damn, I should never done that. Right? That's their epiphany phase. Us is men, we get bashed every day. If we do something wrong, we getting it from our peers all the time, right? You can't go out there and do foolishness and not get talked about, especially being a bum ass nigga, right? Being a whore as a woman is equivalent to being a bum ass nigga, right? Because as a woman, it's easy to sit back and open your legs, right? What's hard is to keep them closed and wait for the right person and do the right thing, right? Not to show your butt on OnlyFans and try to justify it by saying, "Hey, I got a lawyer degree. I'm a lawyer as well. I'm smart." That don't mean shit. That don't change the price of tea in China. You still are immoral. You still suck as a woman. You didn't do your job as a woman is to stay pure, right? You destroyed yourself. So why would I deem anything you say even? Why would I even have a conversation with you, right? You can't even conversate with me because I'm a moral. I'm a moral person, and I value morals, right? So when you're out there being immoral, understand that you are going to be judged. Plain and simple. Men do not like whores. I don't care what anybody says. Men do not like whores. They may deal with them, have sex with them, whatever, right? But men don't value whores. And if you create a digital footprint of you doing unethical things, understand that it will come back to bite you because you can't get mad at the world for judging you. You should get mad at yourself for allowing yourself to be put in that situation. And that's where self-improvement comes and accountability comes in. We lack accountability in society. We need to get back to accountability. Understand why accountability matters because when you create a moral society, nothing matters. Who's gonna hold me accountable? I don't care about what people think. I'm gonna do whatever I want. That's destructive to the fellow American because we all hold back from what we want to do, especially when it comes to violence. Okay, guys, and that's the video for today, man. South Central. We out.